Hello everyone, this is a lesson on quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a two-dimensional shape. When you say two-dimensional shape, you mean a flat shape. But what is special about quadrilateral is that is the shape that has four sides. So when you have a shape that has four sides, it's called a quadrilateral. In this video, we are going to look at 6 quadrilaterals, but I'm going to group them because they have something similar. The first 2, they have something similar. The next 2, they have something similar. The last 2, that's the 2 that don't have anything similar. So I'm going to start with the first 2. Right, the first one is a square. A square, all sides are equal. And then a square, it's similar to a rhombus. So when you look at a square, all sides are equal. When you look at the rhombus, all sides are equal. Okay? The next property, for a square, opposite sides are parallel. So it means this side will be parallel to that one, and this one will be parallel to that one. With a rhombus, same property, opposite sides are parallel. Opposite to that one, they'll be parallel. So these two are similar in that manner. Now, the difference come here. With a square, corner angles equal 90 degrees. That's why there's these square boxes here. You remember, that meant the angle is 90 degrees when it's squared like that. With a rhombus, they don't have that. Opposite angles are equal, meaning that this angle is equal to that one, and that one is equal to that one. Not all 4 of them are equal. Only the opposite ones are equal, and they are not 90 degrees. With a square, all angles are 90 degrees, so it means all angles are equal. Now, here they say diagonals are equal and bisect each other at 90. What is a diagonal? A diagonal is a line that crosses the shape, cuts the shape into 2. Let me draw one. You see, this line that crosses the shape like that is called a diagonal. That one is a diagonal. So a square has 2 diagonals. So what is the properties of the diagonal? Diagonals are equal. So it means that line is equals to that line. But there's something extra special about the diagonals. And bisect each other at 90 degrees. When we say bisect, this word bisect in maths, it means they cut each other equal. So this, remember they said they are equal, and then they cut each other equally, and they cut each other at 90 degrees. So those are the properties of the diagonal of a square. Now let's go to the rhombus. Now with a rhombus, diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. But what's different about the square ones? They're not equal. This diagonal, that line is not equal to that one. But they bisect each other, meaning that this line will be equal to that one, and that one will be equal to that one. But not all 4 of them will be equal. And then they also bisect each other at 90 degrees. So it means this angle will be 90 degrees. Okay, let's look at the next 2. Now the next 2 quadrilaterals that we're going to look at is a rectangle and a parallelogram. A parallelogram, when you write it in short, you can call it a palm, right? A rectangle, it has opposite sides, equal and parallel. So that line and that line are equal, and they are also parallel. That one and that one, they are equal and also parallel. With a parallelogram, it has the same property. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. So that line and that line, they are equal and they are also parallel. That one and that one, they are equal and also parallel. So that is what's similar with a rectangle and a parallelogram. Okay, the next property, the corner angles are equal to 90 degrees for a rectangle. So you see, I've done this square thingy. So these angles are 90 degrees. With a parallelogram, they are not. Opposite angles are equal, meaning that that angle is equal to that one, but they are not equal to 90 degrees, and they are not all equal. Then that angle is equal to that one. This property is the same as that one of a rhombus. Rhombus also, opposite angles are equal, not 90 degrees. So, and also the rectangle property is the same as the square one. The square angles are 90 degrees. The rectangle angles are 90 degrees. Right, diagonals. I've drawn the diagonals now here. The diagonals of a rectangle are equal and they bisect each other. So it means that line is equal to that line. When they say they bisect each other, it means this will be equal to that and that will be equal to that. This property is similar to the square one. The difference is that with a square, they were 90 degrees. they bisect each other at 90 degrees. Now these ones, they don't. They just equal and bisect each other. With a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. They are not equal. So that will be equal to that, and this one will be equal to that one. They are not equal and they do not bisect each other at 90 degrees. So these are the properties of a rectangle and a parallelogram. Let's look at the last two. Okay, these are not the only quadrilaterals that are there. These are just the 6 that I decided to do in this video. So the last one is the kite and the trapezium. They are not related. They're not related in any way. They don't have anything similar. So we're gonna do them separately. Gonna do the kite first. Two pair of adjacent. Adjacent means next to each other. So that line is equal to that one that is next to it. And this one is equals to that one. It has a special property that the other shapes didn't have. And then a single pair of opposite angles are equal. Only these two pairs are equal, the opposite angles. These ones are not equal. And then the diagonals intersect. Now, when you see here, they have this word intersect. They don't say bisect. Bisect means they cut each other equally. Intersect means they just cross each other, not equal. So the diagonals intersect each other at 90 degrees. So they are going to cross each other and form 90 degrees. Let's draw that. So the diagonals, they say they intersect each other at 90 degrees. So that diagonal and that one, they intersect, they form 90 degrees. But they don't bisect. They don't cut each other equal. Then the next one, the shorter diagonal is bisected by the longer diagonal. So this shorter one is being bisected, means it's cut equally by the longer one. But the longer one is not bisected by the shorter one. The last property, one diagonal bisects the corner angles. Now this one diagonal that bisects the corner angles is the longer diagonal. Bisect means cut equally. This angle will be equal to that one, and then that angle equal to that one. But these ones are not bisected, so only these angles are bisected by the longer diagonal. The last one is the trapezium. Trapezium has one property. One pair of opposite sides are parallel. Now when you look at this, only this side is parallel to that one. These two are not parallel. No sides are equal. All of those properties are not there. It's only one pair of sides are parallel. Then that's your trapezium. These properties for all these shapes, you really need to memorize them. You're gonna go with them up to grade 12. So you really need to memorize them. They're gonna help you with your analytical geometry and your Euclidean geometry. Thank you for watching. This is the end of our lesson.